Melbourne, the capital of Victoria and former interim capital of Australia, has around 4 million inhabitants. Voted in 2011 one of the world's most livable cities, it is named after the British Prime Minister William Lamb, who was second Viscount of Melbourne. It was made a city by Queen Victoria in 1847 and still retains many of its Victorian features. It owes its size and prestige to the 1851 gold rush. By the 1880s, it had become the richest city in the world. Today, there is evidence of new building and regeneration, especially in the Dockland area. This can be best seen from the river, as can the bridges and the impressive office blocks of the central business district. Melbourne is a spacious city, and there are many green areas and parks for children to play in. This doesn't mean that they're going to neglect culture, of course. A good way to gain an impression of the city is to take one of the many river tours.
Now up there, it's the Wisconsin road that used to take us from the southeast.
The Great Ocean Road was built as a memorial to the many Australian servicemen and women who lost their lives in the First World War. The seaside resort of Lorne gives the chance for the children to have a dip in the sea. Cape Otway Lighthouse dates back to 1845 and a series of disastrous shipwrecks in the treacherous Bass Strait. Nowadays, the keepers' cottages afford unique bed and breakfast facilities for those willing to forgo TV and cell phone. That's fine. I'll take you.
That would be an extremely good saving. Sammy, these are some shows that we have at our home.
Yeah, abalone.
As well as viewing the lighthouse, there's a chance to see a reconstructed Aboriginal dwelling place, and also an opportunity for the children to try their hand at some Aboriginal artwork.
No paint. It's fruit.
Well, mix the primary colours, you should know that almost.
Yeah.
What's red and white make?
Pink.
Hey! Make a little separate pot there for yourself then. If you need. Make a little separate red and white.
It's a bit thick, so I'm going to try and use a really thin brush.
Go for a fine brush there.
It's soon time to be back on the road again. In the temperate rainforests of the Otway National Park can be found many waterfalls. Beauchamp Falls rise to 25 metres and are reached at the bottom of a long woodland path. "30 metres high, Otway Fly Treetop Walk is the longest and tallest walkway through rainforest in the world. At ground level, children can enjoy the prehistoric animals.
I'm just going to go down.
No, that's exactly right. You can't.
These massive stacks, rising to 45 metres, are 20 million years old. At sundown they give out a special vibration and mystery. Further along the Great Ocean Road, we arrive at Port Fairy, an unspoiled fishing community with a wide main street and friendly shopkeepers. The next day is bright and blustery when we take a stroll around the nearby Griffiths Island with its muttonbird colony and lighthouse. Just off the Prince's Highway, Robe is a relaxing place to chill out. It takes the unusual name from its founder, Major Frederick Robe. Here Chinese immigrants landed before walking 200 miles to Ballarat or Bendigo, and the chance of discovering gold. Tyleham Bend, on South Australia's Murray River, takes its name from the Aboriginal word meaning bend. The local filling station houses an excellent restaurant. With just over 2,000 souls, Harndorf, not far from Adelaide, is the most German of Australian towns, yet it derives its name from a Danish captain. It has a lively shopping street, and we bought some Chinese Easter eggs there. Although state-aided, the National Railway Museum at Port Adelaide is run by a group of volunteer enthusiasts. Children are fascinated not just by the miniature train ride, but by the real exhibits where one can enter the cabs and carriages. Narrow, standard and broad gauges are represented in what is an extensive collection. With a population of just over 1 million, Adelaide maintains a human scale while still offering the cultural, shopping and recreational facilities of a big city. It is built on the grid pattern, which entails hundreds of traffic lights, but one has to admire the many parks and in particular the botanic gardens.
It's one of the bright southern conifers, which is conifers which actually stayed in the southern hemisphere when the continents broke up.
Henley Beach provided a windy but pleasant afternoon for swimming and walking. The beach extends for miles, and the jetty gives fishermen and strollers an opportunity to forget the passage of time. Glenelg is the oldest European settlement on mainland South Australia. It has good tourist facilities and is near the airport. For the next few days we stayed at Olinda in the Dardanelles Ranges, just 20 miles from Melbourne. Fresh mountain air was delightful and there were plenty of restaurants to choose from. Mont Salvat is a unique colony of artists founded by Justus Jurgensen in the 1930s. Some of the buildings feel a bit like a film set, but there's no doubting the peaceful and creative atmosphere with its romantic Arthurian and Wagnerian echoes. Many of the galleries lend themselves to intimate music making, and the Great Hall is ideal for wedding receptions. Outside one can still see farm buildings used during the Second World War.
They're related to kingfishers.
Ballarat derives its name from the Aboriginal word meaning resting place. It was developed rapidly in 1851 with the gold rush because of the easy alluvial deposits. Sovereign Hill is a reconstruction and has helped the town reinvent itself as a tourist centre.
The other one was a soldier, brave and a deep of his knapsack and tea. Played such a grand tune as you ever did.
Oh, there's loads of kids in.
This is to show them how it would have been for people who were looking for gold when the gold rush was on. Do you remember we did this a couple of years ago when we were in Bright?
Yeah, I remember.
Do you remember?
William Ricketts founded a potter's sanctuary in the Dardanelles Ranges near Olinda. Inspirational clay models blend in with the landscape. He spent time with the Aboriginals in the Central Desert and shared their view that we are all stewards of the natural habitat. A film at the sanctuary shows Mr. Ricketts as a strong and multi-talented character. lovely metro line. Here are some typical suburban scenes from outer Melbourne.
We can both take it.
The foolish man built his house upon the sand. The foolish man built his house upon the sand. The foolish man built his house upon the sand. And the rains came tumbling down. The rains came down and the floods came up. The rains came down and the floods came up. The rains came down and the floods came up. And the house on the sand washed away.